Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
So, we will start our PME class, and in PME, we have completed the chapter 6, I think. Price ceiling, price floor, and equilibrium price.
Yes, ma'am.
In case of price floor, we have discussed minimum wage.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay, then we will start with chapter 7. Have we started that or not? Just you will tell me. Okay, people are coming and going. What happened? Start sharing. Just wait. Suppose this is your chapter 7 is about consumers, producers, and market efficiency. Have we started this consumer surplus or not?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay, we will start with this. So we have 3 more classes, 2 more classes apart from this class. So we will be completing this chapter 7 as well as we will discuss some important questions also. So first is what is a consumer surplus. Now the thing is, in this chapter we will be able to understand about the consumers, producers, and how market become efficient. What do you mean by efficiency? Efficiency of market means when resources are allocated properly so that welfare or benefit to the consumers and to the producers are maximum. When producers and consumers are getting maximum benefit in the market. So we will have some questions like what is consumer surplus, then what is producer surplus, what is total surplus. These concepts we will understand, and how market is becoming efficient, and in situations when market is not efficient, how it will operate without an efficiency. Market is efficient means market is at equilibrium. Equilibrium is a position when maximum efficiency is achieved because there is no wastage, there is no loss. Buyers and sellers are benefited to the maximum amount, then it is called market is efficiency. Resources are properly utilized, optimally utilized. So when we talk about the market efficiency, it is maximum at equilibrium. But market cannot be always at equilibrium. There may be less than or higher than. The goods can be less than equilibrium quantity, quantity may be more than equilibrium quantity, means higher. Similarly, price may be higher than the market quantity or equilibrium quantity, and market price may be lower than the equilibrium price. Then what will happen, how the market should operate? Okay, in this major 3 questions regarding allocation of resources, or we know that from the first chapter we are discussing that economics is about allocating this fair allocation or allocating the scarce resources. Resources are scarce or limited, and therefore it has to be managed or allocated properly. And economics is about allocation of resources, resource allocation, or proper allocation of resources. Now allocation of resources will refer to how much of each good is being produced, then which producers produce, who will. Basically 3 questions always in front of any economy: what to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce. Basically other things come with that only, other things comes parallel to it. First basic questions in front of any economy is what to produce, how to produce, who, for whom to produce. What to produce means what should be the goods and services that has need to be produced in an economy, because accordingly resources will be utilized. Okay, if resources are utilized for most means prioritizing, means you have to think about how to prioritize the things, whether which is most important, which is least important, which is medium importance, like that. So which one should be produced first, then next, like this. So economy thinks about what to produce. Now come to how to produce. How to produce means regarding technology. What should be the technology, whether it should be machine oriented or capital oriented technology, or it should be labor oriented technology, or a mixed technology which include both machineries as well as labor. Accordingly your resources will be utilized. Okay, then another question is for whom to produce, means who are the target group, for whom the resources will be allocated, who will be given first preference, whether the poor or rich or the general public, or whether it is students or whether it is family or households, who will be given most important. Because when we are talking about resource allocation, resources are limited, so to allocate it properly is very important. Some questions, three major question is that. Then regarding allocation of resources, we have again some questions like how much of each good is to be produced. What to produce is okay, but how much to produce? Then who will produce, that? Then who will consume it, means what are the target groups, who are the target groups? Now in case of welfare economics, when we talk about welfare economics means which is concerned with family or people's welfare. Okay, welfare economics means when we are talking at economics as a social science, should think about society first, should think about people first, should think about welfare of the people first. So welfare economics studies how the allocation of resources will affect the economic well-being, means economic well-being of all the people, means basically when we talk about two sector economy, the household sector and farm sector. So consumers and producers represent all the farm sector, consumers represent all the household sector. So what we think about it is allocation of resources will affect the economic well-being, and we look at the well-being of the consumers as well as we look at the well-being of the producers. Let us talk about the well-being of the consumers first. That is called consumers, how they are benefited. You see, if you go to the market, whenever you go to the market, whether you know about the economic laws or principles or not, definitely you are following some or other of them. Suppose you and your friend is going to the market, a product is being the shopkeeper is asking to buy a product which is 500 rupees, a t-shirt, let's say a t-shirt, white t-shirt is being sold. Now whether you will buy or not, that you and your friend both are going, and one will, suppose you are not buying and your friend is buying. Okay, it may be so that the price is same, quality is same, the product is same, but you are not buying it, but he is buying it. What can be the reason? Tell me. What can be the reason that you are not
He
buying?
has interest in buying.
He has interest in buying, or
Ma'am, maybe of two individuals are different.
two individuals are different. Yes.
Ma'am, I'm saying that budget of two person are different. Ma'am.
Okay, budget of two everything is different. Your budget of two persons are different. Your interest, your taste and preference for the good is different. You think that t-shirts are useless, I cannot use it while going to college and all that. You might not be buying it. You might be thinking that I will buy a shirt instead, white shirt, which I can use later on when the college will reopen and I will go to the college, like that. He is thinking something else, that college is not opening, I will wear it, I will mostly we are doing everything online. Work from home is going on, work from study from home is going on, so I should purchase a t-shirt, whatever. But basic thing is, when you look at the thing, always you find out how much you are ready to pay for it. If you value the good more than the price, then you will buy it. Suppose all of a sudden this is the situation. Now the shopkeeper is saying, instead of 500 your friend is buying but you are not buying, if both of you will buy, I will give you at 300 rupees. Will you buy or not? Will you buy? You are thinking whether you will buy or not. So you see, now what happened, when the price has fallen, now you might be thinking that I will buy this product, because now it is so cheap. And with 300 rupees, definitely it looks good. It's a good bargain. And with 300 rupees, definitely it will be used someday or other. It will be used somewhere or other. So let me take. Why these things happening? Actually, a buyer is always thinking in his mind what he wants to pay, means how much he value the good. Okay, so always there is in your mind, it is always going on, how much I can pay if you will ask this much. Okay, so buyer's willingness to pay, that is called buyer's willingness to pay, how much he is ready to pay or willing to pay for a good, is the maximum amount that the buyer will pay for that good or can pay for that good. Okay, that willingness to pay for the commodity is different for different persons, because different persons have different interest, different choice, and different requirements. If somebody is already having a white shirt, even in 500 rupees he may not purchase, but if it is 100 rupees, he might purchase, because he thinks that price is very less, so I should purchase, I will keep it for future. So many times different type of psychology is being operating while we go to the market and want to buy products. So basically, when a person is interested to buy a product, that is called his willingness to pay, or he how much he is ready to pay. Willingness to pay means how much the consumer value the product, if it is worth it or not. Always we think whether it is worthy of taking this or not. According to requirement, according to the quality of the good, many things matter. But basically, if he values more, he is ready to pay more. Suppose he thinks that this quality is, and if it is a branded product, then definitely he will think this is a polo t-shirt and it is being 300 rupees I am getting, then it is definitely good, it is very good offer. So I want to tell you that when we are talking about consumer surplus, when your willingness to pay is more than the price of the good or market price, then you will buy the product. If your willingness to pay for the good means how much you value the commodity is less than the price, you will not buy the product. That value will increase if you have a requirement, if it is need based, or if it is better quality, if the product is very very good quality, or it is a branded product, whatever it is. But basically, if you value it more than its price, you will going to pay. you are going to pay and buy it. If you don't value it more, your willingness to pay for it is less than the price, you will not buy the product. You will come back, you will say that no, 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 I don't require, I don't, it's not good, quality is not good, I don't value this product. To because you have to sacrifice your money for that, and it is not worth sacrificing. Marginal benefit greater than marginal cost. What is your benefit? Benefit is you are getting a t-shirt. What is your cost? You will part with some money, 500 rupees or 300 rupees, whatever it is. So consumer surplus, when we find out consumer surplus, actually it is a hypothetical measure of how much benefit you are getting in monetary terms also. So what we are finding, consumer surplus is a measure in terms of money, how much extra pleasure that the consumer will get or receive from the transaction beyond its price, means more than its price. So if we will say WTP is willingness to pay minus the amount he actually pays, then consumer surplus is this much, WTP minus P, willingness to pay for the commodity and price of the commodity. Suppose your willingness, suppose you are ready to pay that 100 rupees and the product you are getting at 80 rupees, that means 20 rupees is your consumer surplus you are getting. It is the extra benefit, extra pleasure you are getting. That I get this good at very less cost. When we always think that we value this product, we think that this should be 100 rupees, but we are getting it at 80. Many times it happens that when you go to the market to buy 1 kg of apple, but you find that all of a sudden, due to more flooding of the good in the market, sometimes perishable commodities, so they want to sell it. All of a sudden you were expecting that it will be 100 rupees per kg, but when you went to the market you find that it is only 80 rupees. Definitely, instead of getting 1 kg, you will buy 2 kg. You were thinking to spend 100 rupees and getting 1 kg apple. But when apple is, you are finding it at 80 rupees, you are getting 2 kg apple and parting with 160 rupees. But you are doing that. Why? Because you value the product much higher than its actual price. So consumer surplus is nothing but WTP, willingness to pay for the commodity minus the price of the commodity or market price. P is always a market price or selling price, remember, in the market. So how we calculate then? Suppose we are talking about a pair of glasses. Let's say sunglasses. Okay, suppose this price is given and demand curve is given. If this is the demand curve, quantity demand is equal to 30 minus 0.5 P. Tell me, if this is the demand curve, quantity demand equation is given for glasses, QD is equal to 30 minus 0.5 P. Tell me what will be the end points? How much quantity demand when price is equal to 0, and how much quantity when price is equal to maximum when QD is equal to 0?
And when price is 0, quantity demanded is 30.
30.
And when quantity demanded is 0, then price is 60.
Price is 60. So this is how we calculate. Put the QD as 0, then you will get the P, and when put the P as 0, you will get the QD. So this is how, even I know that there must be some students still now they don't know how to calculate this. You need to, all these points you need to calculate, and especially in this chapter, very much important, because otherwise you cannot calculate area. Okay, so now if the market is at 5 rupees quantity, tell me, if the quantity is 5 rupees, how much will be price? quantity is 5,000 or 5 rupees or 5,000. Quantity is 5,000. How much will be the price of the good? You see, from the equation, if price is given, you can calculate QD. From if QD is given, you can calculate price.
Ma'am, 5,000 or 5?
5,000. This is taken in 1,000, both sides. This side is 1,000. But that is not the case. If it is 5,000, suppose we are taking demand for glasses, is giving us 5,000. All this is in 1,000. Okay, then how much it will be? How much the price will be?
50.
50. So if the price is 40, if price is 40 rupees, how much will be quantity demanded?
10.
Yeah, price is 40, then quantity demand will 10. If price is 30,
15.
quantity demand will be 15.
15.
15. Okay, now talk about this. Now come to look at the diagram. Suppose this is your 60, means a person will be there who is ready to pay 60 rupees. If we are talking about one person whose consumer surplus, whose interest is 60 rupees, but now he is paying 30 rupees, who is ready to pay 60 rupees, willingness to pay is 60 rupees. If he is paying 30 rupees, how much is his consumer surplus?
30.
30. If a person whose consumer who is willingness to pay is 50 rupees, but he is paying 30 rupees, market price is 30 rupees, that means he will pay 30 rupees only. If my MRP is this much, or market price is this much, or selling price is this much, then 30 rupees he is paying. How much is his consumer surplus?
20.
20.
This is how you will calculate consumer surplus for individuals or one persons or single individuals. If there are number of individuals, then you will get a area. Okay, so which is the area above the price and below the demand curve, because demand curve represent all those quantity demanded at each price. So what will happen? Those people whose interest or whose demand will be, whose willingness to pay is 30 and below, 30 and below, definitely they are not going to buy. Whose WTP, willingness to pay, is less than 30. Suppose one's willingness to pay is 20, market price is 30, will he buy?
No, ma'am.
No, because he is ready to pay. Willingness to pay means he is ready to pay 20 rupees, but his person is charging 30 rupees. He will not buy the product. So anybody who are below is not going to buy below 30 rupees. Whose willingness to pay? Anybody whose willingness to pay is above 30 rupees, they are going to buy the product. Okay, these sunglasses 30 rupees or 6, whatever it is. More than that, if the price is 30 rupees, they are going to buy. So what will happen? How we calculate the consumer surplus? Okay, tell me what will be the area of this triangle when price is 30, but highest willingness to pay is how much? 60 rupees. Means some person is there whose willingness to pay is 60, some person are there willingness to pay is 50, like this. So what will be the consumer surplus or total consumer surplus?
Ma'am, 225.
So for all those people who are ready to buy the product, if they will buy the product, because at 30 rupees quantity according to the demand curve, how much people, how much quantity, 15 pairs will be sold, and for 15 pairs there are some people who are ready, whose willingness to pay is more, or who are getting some consumer surplus. We can calculate it as nothing but your area under the demand curve and above the price line. This is the price line, 30 rupees now. So what will happen? How we calculate the demand curve and the area? So this area, blue color area, is nothing but half into B into H. So that is half into 30 into 15. So you are getting this is 225 rupees. In terms of money we will calculate. So it is 225 rupees worth consumer surplus, which the people who are buying the product 15 quantity, 15 pairs are getting total, in total. Okay, so people who are getting some satisfaction or interest, or we can say who are getting some surplus or welfare, they are known as getting consumer surplus. Some consumers are there. How many consumers, how much quantity is being sold? 15 quantity is being sold. 15 pair of glasses is being sold in the market according to this demand curve, if we are finding. So now if you tell me, if the price increases to 40 instead of 30, what will happen? How much will be the quantity, and how much will be the consumer surplus now?
Quantity will be 10.
How much will be consumer surplus now? New price line is 40, because new price is 40.
100, ma'am, consumer surplus.
How much consumer surplus? 100. Okay. 100. Okay. So we can say Q is quantity, demand, price and equilibrium. That is the highest consumer surplus. Highest consumer who is interested to buy. If price rises to 40, quantity will decrease to 10 instead of 15. Because at a higher price, the buyers will buy less. At higher price, as we know law of demand, when price increases, quantity demand will fall. But when price increases, quantity supply always increases. Seller are happy to buy more, but buyers are not happy. Buyers will buy less quantity than before. Because why this occurs? There will be a loss in consumer surplus. Loss by how much? Loss by how much?
125.
How? 225 minus 100. So you are getting consumer surplus at P is equal to 40 is equal to this pink area, this pink triangle. This pink triangle shows that consumer surplus has reduced. Consumer surplus initially was the whole triangle, the pink one and also the blue one. But now it is only the pink one when price increases to 40. So how you are calculating this? What is this loss? Why this loss occur? This loss occur because some marginal buyers will leave the market now, because some existing, those consumers who are already existing, they are also losing. They are also losing some surplus due to increase in price. A person whose WTP was 50, he was paying 30 rupees, so 20 rupees was his consumer surplus. Now when he is paying 40 rupees, his consumer surplus has decreased by 10 rupees. So instead he was getting 20 rupees per unit consumer surplus. Now he is getting 10 rupees per unit consumer surplus. So those people who are still there, who are existing, when it is some marginal consumer whose willingness to pay was between 30 rupees and 40 rupees. 35. He was also buying when price was 30. Now when the price has increased to 40, he will not buy. A person whose WTP was 39 rupees, he was buying at 30. But when price is now 40 rupees, he will not be able to buy now. So what happened? Those marginal buyers whose willingness to pay for the good is between 30 and 40, they will not buy the good, they will leave the market. So two kinds of, now there will be a separate thing. They will be separated. Consumers can be separated on the basis of two things. Fall in consumer surplus, this triangular part, diagrammatically if you will show, fall in consumer surplus is due to two things. One is fall in a part of the consumer surplus, a part of consumer surplus is due to the buyers leaving the market. Some buyers not purchasing the good or leaving the market, going away from the market. They are not buying the good. So this area is shown by that. Means quantity has fallen from 15 to 10. What is happening? And these people are not buying the product. So some people are all there who are already there, whose willingness to pay was more than 40, they will remain. Suppose a person whose willingness to pay was 45. So before he was getting 15 rupees consumer surplus, now he is getting only 5 rupees consumer surplus. So some people, some buyers who are still there, who are still remaining, but gaining loss in consumer surplus due to higher price or high price. So fall in consumer surplus is due to the remaining buyers paying higher price. So two type of, there will be fall in consumer surplus when price increases. That is what we understand. Now tell me, if market price is 20 rupees, tell me what will happen. Yes, tell me when market price is 20 rupees. Let us go back to our writing pad. Yes, suppose your consumer surplus, talk about the market when this is your quantity demand, the same thing what we are calculated Q, and if your price was 30 rupees and you were buying 15 quantity. Now if market price fall to 20 rupees, how much will be quantity now? What will be quantity demand? Your quantity equation is how much? What was the quantity equation?
30 minus 0.5 p.
30 minus 0.5 p. Yeah. From this, if price is now 20 rupees, how much will be quantity?
20.
So quantity is 20. Okay. So if quantity is 20, this is the situation. How much will be consumer surplus now? This is 60. What is the? At P is equal to 20. How much is consumer surplus? Consumer surplus is
400.
400. So what is the increase in consumer surplus? Initially it was 225 at 30. At 30 it was 225 and now it is 400. So there is an increase in consumer surplus. So what we found? Yeah. So there will be an increase in consumer surplus by 175, whatever it is. So what we are finding here, when price increases, your consumer surplus is falling. When price is decreasing, your consumer surplus is increasing, because consumer surplus is nothing but your willingness to pay minus the price of the product. Okay, minus P, price of the product. Individual unit, then you get this one. If it is a total consumer surplus, you get calculated by the area. Okay, so now how much it is? You see, initially the consumer surplus was how much? Let me show you. This initially the consumer surplus was this much only when price was 30. When price is 30, this was the consumer surplus. So this is your consumer surplus when price is 30. Now when price is 20, now consumer surplus is which one? Now consumer surplus you are getting is this much is also added, and this much is also added. So these two are added to consumer surplus. The whole area is now the consumer surplus, the whole triangle, because this is the demand curve and this will be quantity demanded and quantity purchased, and highest price is there already 60, and this is the price 20. So this whole area, this one, and this one, all these are included in the consumer surplus. This is 20 rupees is the new price line. So what is happening? There will be increase in consumer surplus when price falls, when there will be decrease in consumer surplus when price increases. Followed? Now, if I will give you one more thing, that is about what happen if there is, just a minute. Now let us go back to our what happened to the consumer surplus. This is how this fall in consumer surplus when price is falling, or increasing, this fall in prices of consumer surplus is some new consumers entering into the market. Okay, as some were leaving, some new consumers are entering into the market whose WTP was less than 30. Now when price fall to 20, they will be able to buy the product, and some existing consumer will get more price, will definitely get more consumer surplus or already existing. Okay, suppose once WTP was 40 rupees, now he was paying 30 rupees. Now if price is falling to 20, he is getting 20 rupees consumer surplus per unit. Similarly, when we are calculating the total is nothing but the area. Simply remember area above the price line and the demand curve. When price fall, that becomes the new price line. So price line and this area is known as your consumer surplus area. Followed? Now come to producer surplus. How we measure consumer surplus and why it is needed. An individual consumer surplus is, what is an individual consumer surplus? Let us discuss a little more. An individual's consumer surplus is the extra value that the consumer is getting from buying the desired number of units of a good in excess of the amount he pays or amount paid. And when we are talking about how much he is willing to pay, that is WTP minus the price of the product. When the area under the consumer's demand curve and above the market price up to the quantity of the product, the consumer will be ready to buy. Now come to the cost. Tell me what is cost. We will talk about producer surplus. Before that, we need to know what is cost of producing a good, how cost is being determined, and what is cost of production, what is the cost of a good. Cost means everything that the entrepreneur is sacrificing. Cost means the sacrifice we make. When we buy something, we have to sacrifice something. We have to pay the price. It may be in terms of price or it may be in terms of money or in anything else. So cost is the value of everything a seller must give up. What we give up, whether it is opportunity cost or normal production cost, whatever it is, we are sacrificing something. We are giving up something In case of opportunities, opportunity cost, the other alternatives that we are sacrificing. In terms of money cost or monetary cost, the money we are sacrificing. So cost is sacrifice made by a person to get something. So cost is the value of everything a seller or producer must sacrifice, must give up to get the good, to produce the good. Cost include all the raw material cost, all the variable cost. Variable cost means labor and other things which can be changed, which can be increased or decreased. And fixed cost like your land, like your machine. If we are hiring them or purchasing them, we have to pay some price. That is the cost. That is the sacrifice. So cost is nothing but what we have to sacrifice to get something, to produce something in case of production. So in order to produce a good, suppose we want to produce a water bottle, then there is raw material, then there is factory cost, then there is machine cost, some rent we have to pay, or then the wages we have to give. Then only the production will be there. And production, total number of production with all this, let's suppose 1000 units divided by the whole cost of production divided by this 1000 unit, you can calculate per unit cost. That is another thing. So when we are talking about cost, then it includes cost of all resources used. All resources used. That is your, even including the seller's time, means the producer's own opportunity cost. Because if he should also take some remuneration. Whatever is his profit is his remuneration, or he may be taking monthly charges, some monthly charges for his own expenditure, because he is putting his time, because he is investing his time, he is using his time, otherwise he could have done something else. So when we are talking, that is called seller's time. That is nothing but known as your opportunity cost of doing a business. Okay, so that means he is sacrificing his time. Producer surplus, when we come to know, that can be calculated as, producer surplus is P minus cost, means price of the product in the market or market price. Simply write producer surplus equal to market price minus cost of production per unit, minus cost of production. So producer surplus is, when we calculate, that is how much the producer is incurring a cost on the good, how much he can get it a return. Before going to our discussions or complicated discussions, let us discuss, suppose a 1 cup ice cream, 1 cup ice cream cost of producing is 8 rupees and market price is 10 rupees. Then the person whose cost of production is 9 rupees, he will also sell the product because his cost is been covering up. His profit is less, no doubt. He will get only 1 rupee profit or surplus by selling a product per unit, and the person whose cost of production is 8 rupees, he is getting 2 rupees profit or interest on selling the product. Similarly, if market price increases from 8 rupees to 9 rupees, then the producer's surplus, then the surplus will reduce by 1 rupee per unit. This is how we can calculate the producer's surplus per unit. If we are buying individual units or discrete series, we are getting, or we are getting the products at different prices. So producer surplus is nothing but price minus cost. This price is selling price. This price is market price. Followed? So it is the minimum available or acceptable price. It is the minimum acceptable price. Let me show you the diagram. You see, if this is the equation, the supply of glasses is being given. This is the supply equation is given as QS is equal to minus 15 plus P. First tell me where the supply curve is touching the y-axis. What will be its value?
15.
How much? 5015?
15.
15.
5. So quantity will be 15. Quantity demand and quantity supply will be 15. When equation is QS is equal to minus 15 plus P. Okay. Now, if this is in thousand of pair of glasses, the example, price is given, quantity is given in thousands, whatever. Now, if market price is 40 rupees, then what will be the consumer surplus? Sorry, producer surplus per unit. If a person, okay, if market price is 40 rupees,
And 25.
so what we are finding, those people whose cost of production is 15 or below, now they are only selling the product, and those person, if market price is 40 rupees, so these people's the production of this good will go on, and if we are getting the price, we can get the equation. Just a minute. Suppose price is 40, then how much will be quantity at 40 rupees? How much?
I'm 25 now.
25. What will be the producer surplus now? Tell me. What will be the area of producer surplus? If minimum cost, minimum price is given, minimum cost, anything which is above this minimum cost will be accepted. Any price, any market price which is above the minimum cost, 15 rupees, will be accepted. Suppose P is equal to 40, Q is equal to what happened? How much is producer surplus? Producer surplus is per unit. If seller's cost is 30, that means what is the seller's cost? How much is his cost of production? If per unit cost of production is 30 rupees, then there will be a market price is 40, then 40 minus 30 is his surplus. Single person, individual surplus is 10 rupees in that case. How much quantity he is selling is another matter, then you have to multiply it. Similarly, you have to find out if there are number of producers who are producing and selling the product, whose minimum cost of production of a seller is 15 rupees, as the it is shown by the supply curve. We can calculate the producer surplus. We can calculate the producer surplus as the area between the price line and the supply curve. Now calculate and tell me what will be the producer surplus.
500.
half into 40 minus 15 into 25 quantity. So this is half into base into height. So you are getting this much. Your 500 how you put? Half into 40 minus 25. Where it is touching the area is known as your producer surplus area. How much producers are getting benefit? They were ready to sell at minimum of 15 rupees. Who's selling? Who is ready to sell at 20 rupees? He will sell. Who is ready to sell at 40 rupees? He will sell. But who is ready to sell or whose cost of production is 40 rupees or above, 50 rupees, 60 rupees, they will not sell. They will not able to sell. So this minimum cost means cost of production is this much. And when cost of production is this much, anything above it is a surplus. So what we are getting here, quantity B is your quantity supply or quantity, and H is your actual price minus price at which quantity supply is 0. Actual price minus minimum cost, that is your minimum cost. So when we are calculating the price, if price fall to 30, how much will be quantity now? If price fall to 30, how much will be quantity now?
15.
Then how much will be new producer surplus? Yes. Let us go back.
112.5.
If this is supply curve. Yes, if this is the supply curve and your price was 40 rupees, this is your 15, price fall to 30, quantity, new quantity is how much?
Ma'am, 15.
New quantity at 30 is 15.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so how much will be the new producer surplus? Initial producer surplus was this whole triangle when price was 40. New producer
112.5. 112.5.
112.5. So that will be your new producer surplus. New producer surplus you are getting like this. So there will be a loss in producer surplus by how much?
200.
200. Producer surplus was the whole area. Now the new producer surplus only this area. And this area is a loss. This area is a loss in producer surplus. This is a loss in producer surplus. Okay, this is a loss in producer surplus. So what we found, when price falls, producer surplus decreases. But if price increase, tell me, if it is 50, if price is 50, how much is new quantity and how much is new producer surplus? What is the new producer surplus? How much?
612.5.
612.5. So this is how we can find out that when price increases, producer surplus increases. When price decreases, producer surplus decreases. We have to calculate the area by getting the quantity. First you have to put this price in the supply equation. You will get the quantity. By putting those quantity, that quantity is nothing but the B. Then you have to calculate what is H, half B into H. Then you are getting your price, or we can say that is increase in production, producer surplus. Okay, so now we will understand about, we will talk about the PPT. Let us go to the PPT. So price fall, then this is a loss. Two reason for the fall in PS. Producer surplus will fall when price fall. When price will fall from 40 to 30, there will be a fall in producer surplus. This producer surplus fall is due to two things again. Some will leave the market. Some producers will leave the market when they say that their cost of production is not being completely covered up. Suppose a person whose cost of production is 30 to 40, then when the market price becomes 30 now instead of 40, what will happen? He will not be able to sell his products. So he will go away from the products or from buying the products. So when we are talking about some other sellers in the market, these sellers, what they do? The fall in producer surplus is due to fall in producer surplus for the existing producers. Some existing producers are there who will lose now before than before. So what will happen? They are losing. So consumer surplus and producer surplus we will calculate like this. The area above the price line and the demand curve is known as the consumer surplus area. The above below the price line and the supply curve area is known as the producer surplus area. In the next class we will understand about total surplus. In individual case, consumer surplus, what we understood today's class. So in individual cases, consumer surplus is WTP, willingness to pay, minus the price of the product. And in case of producer surplus is equal to price minus cost of production, minimum cost of production. That is how much the surplus that the producers are getting. In case of one producer or in case of many producers, we can calculate that. Okay, if there are large number of producers, we will calculate the area and find out what is the total producer surplus. Or if one producer buying more products, number of products or number of quantity, we will calculate that. So what we need to find out? We need to find out what is the quantity, new quantity, and when in case of price fluctuation, price increase, consumer surplus will decrease. Price increase, but producer surplus will increase. But in case of price decrease, consumer surplus will increase, but producer surplus will decrease. This is how we calculate the consumer surplus and producer surplus in this case. Followed, we will discuss total surplus in our next class. Thank you very much.